do you guys say? I think that's the most intelligent thing we've heard out of him all day.
In case you guys are wondering what I'm doing with this, got one right behind you. This is repurposed tennis racket. There's now a wasp swatter. And we gotta get rid of these wasps. Oh, what happened? But anyway, you want this farmhouse table, right?
Yeah.
And that's what we're working on. So what I'm going to do is, since I'm just using pine, I'm cutting off one end from the factory just because they're never really, just to make sure it's perfect. I'm going to cut my length, and then I'm going to cut off like a quarter of an inch or so off the ends, because if you notice the ends are round. Anybody knows the pine, they're rounded. So I want that squared so they butt up tight. I'm using a kreg jig to put it all together with a little bit of glue. Yeah, so we're going to get started with this here. If you happen to see me swatting around like a knucklehead in the camera, you know what's going on. Okay, so we ended up cutting off just a blade width, so it's just under a quarter of an inch. You can see the thin layer. See how thin that is? And the reason why is because if you look here, you can see when this pine, that's the way it comes, and it leaves that groove in there. Didn't really want to do that, so whenever you trim off the edges just a little bit, you get a flat, tight surface. And that's the reason behind it. That's it, just to make it more. I forget, inside this box, can you see this? You loosen the Allen wrench and set it. You got 1/2, 1/4, 3/4, 1/2 inch, 5/16, 7/8, 1 inch, everything on the other side. And you loosen this, and I'm guessing this here should be all the way up in here, and you set this here and tighten it down to how thick the wood is. Then on here, you actually have it on the back side, 1/2 to 1/4, you know, you can see all that. Again, we're going to try it out on scrap. This is just for demo purposes only. And that's what we was looking for. We got the right depth. And you can see right there where the screw went in, right here. I gotta get this one back out. I took 2x4s and did the same way I did the 2x6s and 2x8s. I actually took them down to table saw and took off like a 1/4 inch off the 2x4 so that they're nice and flat. And then I just rounded the hell out of this with the sander because I didn't want straight edges. I wanted all of it to be rounded. And it's glued and screwed, so.
Get that final edge even.
Alright, so this is what we're doing. We're kind of cheating. I set the miter saw so it only cuts down so far. There's a little set screw back here. You have to add to the fencing on it so it actually cuts all the way through. You see that? It's nice and flat. Although I got brand new chisels, but I'm just kind of cheating the system. I'll use the chisel a little bit to clean it up a little bit, but for most parts, that's what I'm wanting. All right, so we went ahead and assembled it outside. You've seen there's a picture of the parts that we have. Down here, I just pre-drilled the boards. Oh, if you can see that down here, it's dark. Pre-drilled, and then I filled them in with wood putty on all these. This base could not be more sturdy. I used the same kreg jig for down here, all the way along. And that's what's going to mount the top. So I put them here. I'll mount the top through all that. And right now we stained the bottom, and I'm going to paint it white. And then she's going to stress it with a little bit of sandpaper, and we'll see how that all, the pieces she tried out turned out pretty good. So stick around and see how it turns out. We found these good felt pads at Lowe's, and we cut the fit so that, because it's big 4x4s and it's kind of heavy, so that's why you're going to scratch up our floor with the, and put this stuff here down. So this is her first, actually she tested one outside, stressing wood, aging it, whatever you guys want to call it. So let's see how it turns out. So far it's looking pretty good. Like I said, it's her first time doing it. We're just trying it out. There's not white paint in this.
Oh, I know what you're saying. I think I'm loving it. Looks like it's been here for a while. There's the man that made it happen.
So do you like it?
Love it.
After 2 days off and on, lots of stuff going on, just got it done. We just got the new chairs in from Amazon, so there's going to be a part 2 of how it all looks together with the new chairs. If you like it, please give a thumbs up, comment, whatever it is that people do, subscribe. Have a nice day.